Okay. All right, I'll call us to order.
I know Pam
Okay.
Smith is with us, but I don't see her on camera.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Tim Voss, and I'm the chair of the Historic Conservation Board. I'd like to take a minute to remind everyone about the rules of this proceeding. This proceeding is governed at all times by the rules of procedure, a copy of which is available online. All those planning to testify today, which does not include those solely making arguments, such as attorneys, will be asked to take an oath administered by the board's attorney when they testify. This is a quasi-judicial hearing. As such, the board reserves the right to deliberate in private. The Ohio rules of evidence do not apply to this hearing. However, professional rules of conduct do apply, and candor to the tribunal is required. The board members are citizen volunteers and are not paid for their service. They are treated as public officials under Ohio law, and any attempt to influence them, including but not limited to bribery, intimidation, retaliation, which may include contacting their employer in an attempt to exert influence, is punishable as a crime. All should be aware that this meeting is being tape recorded. Please speak clearly into your microphone and state your name and address for the record. In the event of any technical difficulties with the video conferencing technology, I may continue or postpone this hearing at my discretion. All participants providing testimony must have both camera and audio features turned on in order to participate. All right, we have 6 items today, 4 of which are on the consent docket. I am going to read each case address and ask if there are any board members who would like to move those from the consent docket to the discussion docket. Absent that, I will then ask for a motion on each case. So item number 1, 118 Finley Street. Are there any board members who would like to move this off the consent docket? Absent that, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve both the zoning relief and the certificate of appropriate.
I have a motion and a second. Mr. Sunderman,
Aye.
Mr. Zelasco, Ms. Smith Dobbins,
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie,
Aye.
Mr. Weiss.
Aye.
Item number 1, 118 Finley Street is approved. Item number 2, 1720 Elm Street. Does any board member wish to remove this from the consent docket?
Mr. Voss, I just have a quick comment about this one, and it's mostly just for the applicant, for Jason and Joe. The neighbor, David, is on the line, and he had a question which isn't for the purview here, but I just wanted to let you guys know, so maybe you can connect with him offline, just about any cleanup that needed to be done on the property with the prior use as a dry cleaner. So I can make sure you guys get connected, so he can make sure that that question is answered for him.
Okay. Absent a request by the board to remove it from consent docket, I will entertain a motion on 1720 Elm Street.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the certificate of appropriateness.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Mr. Sunderman,
Aye.
Mr. Zelasco,
Aye.
Ms. Smith Dobbins,
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie,
Aye.
Mr. Weiss.
Yes.
The chair votes aye. Item number 2, 1720 Elm Street is approved. Item number 3, 116 West Elder Street. Does any board member wish to remove this from the consent docket? Absent that, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve both the zoning relief and the certificate of appropriate.
Second.
All right, Mr. Sunderman,
Aye.
Mr. Zelasco,
Aye.
Ms. Smith Dobbins,
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie,
Aye.
Mr. Weiss.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. Item number 3, 116 West Elder Street is approved. Finally, on the consent docket, item number 4, 1338 Main Street. Does anyone wish to remove this from the consent docket? Absent that, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve both the zoning relief and the certificate of appropriateness.
Second.
Mr. Sunderman,
Aye.
Mr. Zelasco,
Aye.
Ms. McDobbins,
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie,
Aye.
Mr. Weiss.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. Item number 4, 1338 Main Street is approved. All right, that is our consent docket. Now we are on to our discussion items. Item number 5, 2334 Ashland Avenue. Ms. Johnson, you want to give us a little background on this?
Yes, 2334 Ashland Avenue is in the Uplands Avenue Historic District. It is a Queen Anne Victorian building that is up on a hill, and their request is for a small one-story addition on this front corner, kind of right here where the hand is, to extend the kitchen and extend the front porch around the corner. So again, I said this is a 2.5-story Queen Anne residential building within the district. So here is just a little bit of context on the history of the development of this addition. So you can see here there's kind of this existing block foundation. Prior to the establishment of the historic district, there was an addition here that was approved. Only the foundation was built and the addition was not built. After working with me, we have created a solution rather than having a rectilinear addition to follow that foundation block. The applicants have worked really well with me to create a solution to put the addition semi over that existing foundation, as well as creating a patio. So the addition will be rectilinear and will follow kind of the setbacks set forth by the existing setback. And then the rest of the foundation will be filled in as a patio to let you out towards the back of the yard where the parking pergola is. They will extend the front porch out over to the side to connect those together. So here are some pictures. So it's a 1-story, so the bay and the cant of the bay will still be visible and won't be obscured by the new addition. So it is a small 1-story addition designed such that it just kind of flows and kind of tucks into that corner using very similar detailing, but being able to be differentiated by being a frame addition rather than a brick addition. So staff does not feel that this will overpower the existing building and will, again, be differentiated enough by the new material, but will be sympathetic enough that it will fit in with the existing building and doesn't extend out further than the existing side setback, therefore just kind of becoming a part of that building. There is no zoning relief required. They are within their setbacks. There are other similar additions within that street that also have a small side addition kind of tucked into this front corner as well. So it is contextual to that street. So staff does think that this is an appropriate solution to being able to provide more space inside for their kitchen while still creating an addition that is appropriate. And so staff does recommend that a certificate of appropriateness be approved for additions and changes to the property at 2334 Ashland Avenue per plan submitted by Alice Edmonds, architect, dated 2/24/22 with the following condition: that building permits must be issued within 2 years of the decision date or the COA shall expire.
Thank you. All right, we do have the applicants signed up. Do either of the applicants want to add anything to what staff has told us?
Alice, you are muted.
My apologies.
I don't really have much to add. That pretty much covers the process we've been through to this point. The
I'm so
owners,
sorry to interrupt you. I just have to swear you in very quickly.
oh, my apologies.
Sorry. If you could please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
All right, one more try. I don't really have anything to add beyond what staff has said. We went through the process of working through some different options with Beth's support and with the owner's willing participation. She's happy with the solution. And if the department's happy with the solution, as long as you guys approve it, we are good.
Okay. Barbara Brewer, do you have anything to add?
I don't think she signed up in case she wanted
Oh,
to be part of
I'm
the
sorry.
meeting, but she's not actually
He's
participating.
not checked in. I'm misreading my document. I apologize.
Not a problem.
All right, that is everybody we have signed up. Questions or comments from the board? I will say that I think this is a nice addition to a historic building and thoughtfully worked through. So with that, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the certificate of appropriateness.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Mr. Sunderman,
Aye.
Mr. Zelasco,
Aye.
Ms. Smith Dobbins,
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie,
Aye.
Mr. Weiss.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. Item number 5, 2334 Ashland Avenue is approved. All right, that brings us to item number 6, 2724 Woodburn Avenue. Mr. Owen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is an application for a change of use and alteration to 2724 Woodburn Avenue. The applicant is requesting a certificate of appropriateness for a rooftop addition as well as a roof deck and related zoning relief for parking and the provision of outdoor entertainment within the outdoor area. The existing building is a one-story brick commercial building along Woodburn Avenue that has bricked-in storefronts and an overhead garage door in the front facade. These are not original to the building. So the applicant is proposing to rehabilitate the building into an eating and drinking establishment with a rooftop addition and rooftop deck. So the changes include new storefronts within the existing bays, the rooftop addition that will be set to the rear and clad in cement paneling with a shed roof dormer, and a roof deck at the front of the roof with a railing that will be set back at least 10 feet from the front edge of the roof. The zoning relief related to this is for outdoor entertainment on the rooftop deck. And this is needed because the property is within 500 feet of a residential district, so conditional use approval is required. And then there is also a parking variance request with the addition and the provision of the outdoor space. There's a total of 13 parking spaces required. That is after the 2,000 square foot exemption for being in the CCP district, as well as a 50% reduction for being within 600 feet of a public parking area. So that brings it down to 13. The applicant only has space on the property to provide 2 spaces. So they're asking for a parking variance of 11 spaces. Regarding the zoning relief first, so the outdoor area will be on the roof of the deck as towards the street. There will be a new structure on the rear of the building that will help to buffer that outdoor area from the residential district. And staff does feel that this is appropriate. There is no amplified live music being proposed. It will primarily be music over speakers, occasionally an acoustic performance. And then for the parking, as the building is currently a 0 lot line development, there is not room to provide parking on site. So the only option on site would be for demolition of portions of the building, which is not what we typically would want to see in a historic district. The applicant has also tried to find parking within 600 feet on adjacent lots, but they were not able to enter into a lease agreement with anyone who is willing to part with those spaces. So they are requesting the variance. Staff does feel that the variance request is also appropriate in that denying the parking variance would also deny the use of the building as an eating and drinking establishment. And there is public parking available surrounding, as well as street parking that we feel will be able to provide the parking that would be required for the use. For the certificate of appropriateness review, the rooftop addition is a large addition, but it is set back far on the building. So being a one-story building that is sandwiched in between two taller buildings, they're 2 stories plus. We do feel that this is an appropriate location. Typically, we do not like to see more than the minimal amount necessary for accessing a roof deck. However, due to the circumstances of this building being 1 story, a relatively small building, and the fact that it is set back at least over 40 feet from the street, we do feel this is an appropriate treatment. You can see in the sightline drawing there will be very minimal visibility from Woodburn. Just the very front edge of that roof deck may be visible. And the railing being set back 10 feet will also not be visible from the street. So, excuse me, staff does feel that the addition is appropriate. The storefront renovation is taking this back to a condition similar to the original. There is a historic photograph provided in the staff report where you can see that each of the bays had their own separate windows, knee walls, and things along those lines. So the applicant's treatment of the storefront will mimic that historic condition with a new knee wall and open glazing, as well as the large transom windows above. So staff does feel that the storefront additions are also in the best interest of historic preservation. They are appropriate to the building. And I would also note that the East Walnut Hills Assembly Board is in support of the project, and they have submitted a letter stating that. So staff does recommend approval of the conditional use for limited or full service restaurants and drinking establishment outdoor areas, allowing outdoor entertainment at the outdoor area, including the rooftop deck and courtyard within 500 feet of a residential zone. Staff also recommends approval of the zoning variance for the required parking to reduce that requirement to 2 spaces with a variance of 11 spaces. And finally, staff recommends approval of the certificate of appropriateness for the rehabilitation addition, roof addition, and roof deck at 2724 Woodburn per plans by Newbar Design Group, with the condition that the building permit must be issued within 2 years or the COA shall expire.
Thank you, Mr. Owen. All right, Joe Bodkin.
Yes, sir.
Anything you'd like to add that Mr. Owen has not told us?
No, sir. I'm just here to answer questions if there are any that come up.
Okay. That's everybody we have signed up.
Tim, I'm sorry to interrupt. I did have Troy McAndrews. I sent you an email. He arrived late, but he is present for item number 6.
All right. Mr. McAndrews, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I don't, but if you have any questions, I'm here to field those as well.
All right. Now I've actually called on everybody who has signed up. Questions or comments from the board?
I have a question for Mr. Owen, not necessarily about the project, but I'm curious. We're worrying about parking for this one. It seems like that has been taken out of our purview. And I was just wondering why, is it something to do with the neighborhood or something like?
Yeah, so in parts of the city, including over the Rhine and Pendleton, there is an urban parking overlay that is over those areas, and that eliminates the parking requirement wherever that urban parking overlay exists. So this being in the Woodburn Avenue Historic District, it does not have that urban parking overlay, so parking is still required.
That's my fault. I thought it was citywide. Okay, thank you.
Other questions or comments? I think I had to actually, I live in the neighborhood and I had to go look at this building. It's that invisible to me. And I'm thrilled to have something going on there.
That's right.
Other questions or comments? Absent that, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve both the zoning relief and the certificate of appropriateness as laid out by staff.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Mr. Sunderman,
Aye.
Mr. Zelasco,
Aye.
Mr. Dobbins,
Yes.
Ms. McKenzie,
Aye.
Mr. Weiss.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. All right, that's our docket. Mr. Owen or Ms. Johnson, do we have anything else for other business?
Just two things. One, you guys should hopefully soon be getting an email regarding the National Alliance for Preservation Commissions Conference. I have told you guys about this conference in the past. It is coming to Cincinnati, July 14th through the 17th. And as part of the city sponsorship, we do get registrations. And so that registration would cover staff as well as the board members. And so if that is something that you would want to go to, the registration would be complimentary, then let us know so we can make sure to get you registration. And so the 14th is mostly some tours, but then there's sessions on the 15th, 16th, and 17th. So if that is something that you would like to attend, please let Emily or Doug know so we can make sure that you get registered, and then hopefully we can be able to get an email out to you all with information on the website so you can kind of go look and see what some of the sessions and things are. And then also, this is my last HCB meeting with you all. And so at least on this side of the camera, or this side of the world as a staff member with the city of Cincinnati. So I just want to thank you all for the last 6 years and working with you. It has been a pleasure, and you guys have been an amazing board to work with. You ask great questions, are very insightful and intentional about the discussion. So I just want to thank you for making my job, for making me look good in my job, because you guys do your job so well.
You will be missed.
Amen.
Yeah, looking forward to working with Mr. Owen and whoever is named as a permanent person. But you have made our lives easy, and we all appreciate that.
Second that.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Beth.
thank you very
Good
much.
luck.
And good luck.
Thank you.
Do we
You will
have
see me again. Don't worry. I'm just moving across downtown, so I will be around.
Just remember, when we vote against you, it's nothing personal.
Nope, I know that. I know that.
All right. Do we have any other business? I will make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Take care.